And the other one. Hey everybody, so I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf and I'm here with Dr. Ben and I'm here with Jim Gale. And where are we?
We are in the Plaza de Lares.
Plaza de Lares.
That's the Plaza de la Revolución.
We're
part of the revolution.
We're part of the revolution, there you go. And we are in Puerto Rico, and today we decided to call our one-a-day threat assessment. Now, Jim, why did we do that?
Because the food supply chain has been weaponized on a global scale because we are using poisons to grow food. Dr. Jane Goodall said many years ago, we shall look back on this dark era of agriculture and shake our heads and wonder how could we have ever thought it was a good idea to grow our food with poisons which create the dis-ease and disease that humanity is facing globally.
And guess what? It was never our idea. And understand, the same people that created all the systems, whether you're talking about the medical system, the government, and everything down the road, okay? So when people say the system's broken and the food chain is broken, it's not broken, okay? Our belief systems are broken. What do you think, Dr. Ben?
I think that you're completely right. People are wrong in the way they're thinking, the things that they're believing. Everybody that comes out with a lie, they believe is the truth. And that's part of the problems that we're having.
Why are we in Puerto Rico?
Well, the reason why we're here is because we're going to have the people that are with us. First of all, they're going to have legal system that will protect them against the tyranny of other governments. Besides that, we are going to be able to have here the courses for people to be able to study and learn how they can do things
how they can love and care for themselves.
And also, Gail, Jim will be also showing them how they can have and grow their own food.
Yes, we want Puerto Rico to be completely independent, to be food self-reliant, and this can happen in as little as 7 years, starting right now, when we engage the pillars of this society. We engage the school systems and all of the other pillars, and we help to show them, to demonstrate to them why they want to start growing food instead of lawns, and it'll catch on like wildfire.
Everybody, you need to understand this, okay? I know that we're all programmed, okay? We're eating out of boxes, we're eating out of cans, we're eating out of bags, and there's a game going on. Remember, we moved from glass to plastic, okay? And we did that in the 80s, and plastic's made out of petroleum, okay? Even the shoes you walk on are made out of petroleum, not rubber anymore. Understand this, we have to come together and stop pretending that we're family when we actually truly are family. We are a spirit family when we come down here, and we get divided. We get divided because guess what? So many different languages, so many different colors, so many different religions, so many different ideas. But what if we came together as a tossed salad and we all got along?
Humanity.
Wouldn't that be something?
Definitely.
Yes.
And that's the way we're going to be doing it.
Yes. And we're going to be building a foundation and a platform, okay, that's going to be to service you, to get to a point that you know how to love and care for yourself. Because don't tell me about fixing the world. Don't tell me about how we're going to make a better world. What about a better you? What about a better you where you become a universal lover to yourself, where you actually know how to make decisions, even to be unconscious, you know, because we're only in the conscious moment 2 to 5%. What if we were to go in and give you belief systems that even when you weren't thinking, you weren't drinking or eating what?
Poisons. No poisons.
Poisons.
And freedom starts in the heart. When we start realizing that we are not like thinkers. We are very diverse in our thinking, except for one thing. Do no harm. Serve ourselves, our families, and our communities. And when we serve in this way, everybody wins.
And until you are able to do no harm to yourself, you think about that. Let's see if you can go an hour without talking down on yourself, without grabbing something that is poisonous. Let me tell you something. Let me see how clean you can eat. Let's see how clean you can think when it comes to you. Because guess what? You are love. And until you love yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help me God, okay, how are you going to give it to another? And if you don't know how to grow your own food, how are we going to teach our children to do it? You know, Jim?
It's the biggest opportunity in the history of humanity, and I'm so excited to be here with Dr. Wolf and Dr. Benny. And we are being very strategic and tactical about how to bring people into this movement because it's good for them. When we help demonstrate and show them that growing food instead of lawns without poisons is going to reduce their family's odds of having cancer and diabetes and heart disease, it's going to save them money, and walking outside into your own private Garden of Eden, into your own food forest, is life-giving. It's so exciting.
Can I hear from the both of you about policies, not politics? Jim, you want to kick it off? Please.
Sure, I will kick it off. We do not support politicians, we support policies. And if a politician is going to support policies that benefit life and they lead to freedom and health and abundance, then we will support that policy via the politician. So we've got a very good strategy. Dr. Benny?
Yeah, that's completely right. Most people, they tend to follow politicians. And that's why they always fail. We have to follow policies. Now, that politician or that person that wants to do some good and has the policies that we can support and that we can back up, well, we'll work with him. Otherwise, we will not work with those politicians that will not support our policies.
And I want to get really detailed because everything we have is open source. Let's change the world, and here's one way to do that. There's many ways, and we're bringing them all together. So imagine a politician that is at a prison, and they've got a shovel in the hand with a bunch of inmates, and they're teaching the inmates permaculture, how to create life and design life into a living system. Now, this has been done before in California. The recidivism rate, which is the rate of inmates
going back to crime,
went from over 60% in this program to under 10%. That one statistic is a world-changing statistic. Now, we can do this with all the pillars. We can work with the churches and the schools and the medical system, right? We can work with all these energy systems of society. When a politician is campaigning, strategically demonstrating what the results of this action would be, they will win every ethical vote and change the world.
And understand something. Right now, you might think that this is small and petty, everyone, but it's not. Because guess what? The world's going to start looking for politicians that aren't into politics, that are into people, okay? That are into people. And understand this. The government can never be fixed. But guess what? We don't need everyone. We need a small percentage of people that are in government that actually come from their heart, okay? Actually come from their heart, and they stop talking BS. That would be dysfunctional belief systems. And understand, the government can never be fixed. But understand something. But you can find yourself, and you can learn how to love yourself, and you can learn how to care for yourself. And you want to talk about how you want to help humankind? Well, you can't help humankind until you're kind enough to yourself to know that you deserve it.
Well, that's something that all of us do agree. Regarding what Brother Jim here said, regarding jails, that's an excellent opportunity here for Puerto Rico. Our penal system says that the purpose is to rehabilitate the person. Well, that's not working at all. They're not doing it. All what they're building are rehabilitating just criminals. So if we can put this system into work here in our detention centers, definitely we'll be working with the purpose of the penal code here, that is rehabilitation.
You have to understand, everyone, there'll always be a group that hide in the shadows, that pretend they want to help us, but they're always poisoning us. And the reality is guess what? They probably don't even like each other, but at least they come together and they've strategized and hogtied 8 billion people. And understand this, you know, you can think what you want, but guess what? If you are the type of person that you have your own business and you want to break away, just remember something. We've cracked the code here. You don't have to go offshore. You don't have to hide your money. We're opening up our own bank here that, guess what, your money will not be just utilized out there to make money. It'll be protected by our bank. That means it's not going anywhere. The next thing is you can get a corporation through us, and we make no money. I make not a penny off it. And please understand, it's very important that we go in with our hearts. And you can pay $5,000 and never pay more than 4% tax. Now, is that going to help you to grow your garden, to give you more time with your family, to do things, to teach you things? I can't take this course. I can't afford it. Well, yes, you can. So think about this. If you've got 2 corporations, you pay no tax. And then you could start your own nonprofit, and then 4% of whatever you make would go into that. And understand something. This is legal. Nobody's coming after me. Nobody's coming after you. Listen, we will play the same game that they've gamed us, okay? But the reality is if we truly don't come together as a family, okay, and drop all of the labels that we give each other, okay, it's not going to work, okay? Love is not the answer, okay? It's learning to self-love and then shine that light on the rest of the world, because we're not trying to change the world, are we? We're always trying to change ourselves to have a better, happier, healthier life. Jim?
Yes, 100%. And I want to plant a seed for all of you listening out there who say, I don't want to grow food. I have a brown thumb. I have a black thumb. All of these silly labels. It's all BS. It's layers of belief systems, bad science, and bullshit. The truth is that when you design your landscape properly, when you build soil, when you plant plants that support each other, it's as much maintenance as this tree behind me. Who maintains that tree? Nature does. God does. When we design our systems properly, it's a no-maintenance food forest that will provide an infinite amount of food over time.
And understand this, okay? And this is why Jim Gale is hitting it right on the head. You are an electromagnetic, light energy, spirit being, and understand something. Everything's about frequency. You've heard me talk about this before, people. Everything you've ever eaten has left your body. You have never kept one physical particle in your body. Whatever light, whatever frequency was in whatever you put in your mouth, that has created this body. And if you take a look at the average body, they're blowing up. You cannot bring all this low frequency, demented frequencies into the body without distorting, disfiguring, okay, having improper thinking, okay, and this is how they're winning. You want to know how you can get back at these psychos? All right? Love, honor, respect yourself, and turn that lawn into a garden.
Yes.
Dr. Ben, what do you think?
Well, definitely. That's the way to do it.
Can you tell them what we're doing tomorrow, Dr. Ben?
Yes. Tomorrow, we're going to have, first of all, in the morning, we're going to have 3 different seminars. The first one...
Got to speak louder, my
Yeah,
friend.
the first one will be Mr. Douglas the Baker, and he'll be talking about how the medicine, the religion over in the Tibet, as well as Nepal, can help all of us. Then Jim will be speaking about food in abundance, how we can grow it, how we can have it, why we will not have to fear that food will go away and we will not have it. And then we'll have Dr. Wolf, Darrell, and he'll be talking to us about nutrition as well as to fix your body through natural ways.
Boom.
Now that's the morning. Then at 12, we'll go out, we'll have a lunch, and after lunch, 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, there's going to be an induction of the Order of St. James. That means people that will be devoting their life to helping other persons. And then after that, we'll have an adoptive ceremony of those people that will be with us and that they want to join an indigenous nation and get all the protection that they can have through an indigenous nation and through the practice of indigenous medicine.
Wow. And what is the ultimate medicine? It's nature. Hippocrates said, let thy food be thy medicine, let thy medicine be thy food. And Victor Hugo said, there's one thing stronger than all of the armies of the world, and that is an idea whose time has come. Guess what? Nature, back to God's design, is the idea that's stronger than all of the armies of the world.
Don't get consumed. Consume yourself. Go in and learn about yourself, because it's not an understanding. What is it, Jim?
Inner standing. Go in. That's where all the answers, that's where the universe is. That's where all of the truth is. Go in, breathe, let fear go. Fear is the ultimate poison, and fear will kill you. So step into faith and courage. Faith and courage are the armor of God. Step into this intentionally, because it's the logical way to live, and it's also very joyful.
And guess what? I'm going to tell you something. You can believe it or not believe it. They're more scared of us than we are of them. And understand this. Ever since you were little, they tried to get you to believe in the boogeyman. The boogeyman does not exist. He lives in the shadows because he's a coward, a stinking coward. Okay? And understand that. They're all stinking cowards, and then they've got some puppets out there, okay, that have just decided that they'll just do what they need to do. But guess what? Let's see this through. And we're only going to do it if it's called family. And I mean it. Okay? Let's stop pretending, and let's fall in love with ourselves so that we can fall in love with others, because it's called do no harm.
And the only way to feel love is to be loving.
Yes.
That's correct.
All
That's
right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. The Three Musketeers. We'll be back tomorrow.
Love it.
Okay,
tomorrow.
BraveHearts, 3, 2, 1. You've always got this.
All right.
Okay.
Bye
Let's
now.
grow some food,
Bye.
my friends.
Finish this one.